Hi everyone, my name is Ryan and I'm here today to share our paper with you about how integrating information technology can improve tax compliance. We use Batam Free Trade Zone as the case study. The Indonesian Ministry of Finance integrated IT in the Batam Free Trade Zone's electronic endorsement policy in February 2019. However, few studies examine the effect of digital transformations on tax compliance, such as IT integrations. So our research examines the policy's relationships to Pedersen's transformational government. In this respect, how governments are necessary to build a policy that promotes digital transformations through the use of ICT-enabled policy tools. So in this paper, we use two main literatures. First is tax compliance from Kitzler and Pritchards, who studies preventing, controlling, and appropriately punishing for non-compliance, and the urgency to implement technology-based systems. Second is transformational government. Here our article connects Pedersen's notions of transformative governance to the executions of IT system integrations. So what is special about Batam? Between 2018 and 2020, the FDI into Batam doubled up from 800 to 1600 billion US dollars. However, the fact that free trade zones are exempt from collecting tax increases the possibility of this tax facility being abused. Between 2020 and 2021, the number of requests for free tax custom declarations increased by 25,000 and 37,000, and the tax expenditure also increases significantly. In 2019, the government introduced the electronic endorsement policy, which is a policy that integrates two IT systems within the DGT and the DGCE to provide automation services to taxpayers and to monitor tax compliance. Now we move to the theoretical model and the research methodology. In this research, we use a positivist perspective from Creswell and construct a model to analyze the central issue using Pedersen's transformative government approach. We also conducted an in-depth interview with 19 stakeholders, including the IT divisions of DGT and DGC's taxpayers. Imagine you are a seller located in Jakarta. You want to sell goods to free trade zones. Your partner is a buyer in the free trade zone in Batam. You create a tax invoice, and your buyer creates custom declarations, PPFTZ 03. Your buyer gets a VAT-free facility, while you, as a seller, you can file a VAT refund for selling to a free trade zones. Now, it turns out that the goods never departed from Jakarta to Batam, but from Jakarta to Bogor. As a result, VAT refund is not supposed to occur and the government suffers losses. This is what happened in Batam. Thousands of goods moved to Batam, received VAT facilities, but the goods never reached Batam. Hence, this IT integrations blocks these incidents. As you can see here, the process, the buyer inputs the PPFTZ 03, the seller inputs e-tax invoices 07. On the other hand, we see this single risk engines tracks the goods and divide it into red and green line. If red, the authority will inspect the goods and send the audit report to FTZ tax unit and later notify by email to the buyer. So that's the integrations IT works. So the policy question is, how did the free trade zones area tax compliance improve? And how well is the policy being implemented? Now we move to the results number one. Here we state that the low supervision in FTZ due to an absence of integrated IT system as the focal problem. So how the system works to mitigate this problem? The integrated IT system provides tax administrators with additional information, enable them to track taxpayers' accuracy in reporting through reliable sources, and assist tax authorities in apprehending violators. Results number 2 is the outcomes, which are citizen centricity and cost reductions. Here, our findings that Madya Batam Tax Office successfully implemented the policy in a more realistic, timely, and transparent manner. PPTZ 03 services are becoming easier, cheaper, and safer, and the policy provides assurance to business people in the Batam free zone that endorsements were implemented using a real database and are capable of detecting possible fraud. And from the cost reduction side, the automations reduces the cost such as paper and printers. The integration of IT increases the efficiency of cost administrations, and the policy also will result in more minor tax penalties during an audit. And from the structure aspect, the Madya Batam Tax Office is adequate for this policy for the future. And the policy, the majority of informants stated that the officers carried out their duty professionally, coordinated, and communicated efficiently. The IT, this system simplification may help taxpayers. Services is and speedy, legal certainty of services, and lower compliance costs. From the transformation side, understanding citizens, the policy may result in increased voluntary compliance and promoting mutual understanding. And capabilities, the DGT can quickly verify taxpayer compliance by using data matching. According to the research, it took more than 10 months for the DGT to prepare data matching prior to policy. But now, investigating discrepancies takes less than an hour. And finally, from resources aspect, interoperability system may increase taxpayers' access to information about service requests. To conclude, rising jeopardy of tax facility fraud in the free trade increases significantly. Based on Pedersen research, we conduct qualitative analysis to create variables impacting ICT-led transformative governance. We discovered that an agile business with an agile structure, professional officers, and a well-functioning IT might enhance tax compliance. Furthermore, additional components of a well-designed transformation, such as understanding citizens, capability, and comprehensive resources allocations, are required to support the policy. We advise the policymaker first to adapt swiftly to changing business practices, especially changing from free trade zones to special economic zones. Second, stakeholders may use electronic endorsements, resulting in a more collaborative relationships between taxpayer and tax authorities. And lastly, when physical inspection instruments are combined with compliance risk management, law enforcement activities can be handled more effectively. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having us.